Hello and welcome. I have a very good, delicious exercise for the back to release tension, to get rid of stiffness and to reorganize your spine. You're going to lie on your belly. So I want you to start by standing. I'm not going to do that just to keep the video short, but stand for a minute and just feel yourself on your standing, feel your uprightness, your head sitting on top of your spine, and then bring your attention to your feet and just notice where the weight of your body is on your feet. I have loads of standing scans, what we call somatic scans. So if you want to go to another video where I do the somatic scan in standing, you can do that. And just spend a minute or so standing on your feet and just feel how you're standing, okay? And then at the very end of this exercise, you go back and stand and just notice what feels different. So I want you to, like always, with this all these Feldenkrais exercises, go slowly, go gently, never push, never force. If you push and force, you're gonna get stiffer, okay? So you need to allow the body, the muscles to communicate with your brain, to the nervous system, to reorganize the body and to get rid of that tension and stiffness in the body. So healing is feeling. Be present in a moment, feel yourself, feel the difference between one side of the body and the other. It's very likely that there is a difference because we all create these misalignments and muscle imbalances as we go about life. So we all have these differences between one side and the other. So it's important that you go slowly and gently. You never push, you never force. If you come through pain, stop. Don't give up. Stop and try a little bit slower, a little bit more gently, and see what that does. If it's still painful, then try another exercise, another of my exercises. Or something else very clever you can do, which really helps, is to do the exercise in your imagination. Okay, so just lie on your back or sit or wherever you prefer, and just go through the exercise in your imagination. Okay, really feel and visualize every single movement you're doing in your mind's eye, and then go back and try and see if something changed. It's magical how things, how this imagination works with the nervous system and the brain, okay? So try that. Otherwise, come and lie on your belly. And just take a moment to arrive here. And just notice how it feels to lie on your belly today. Okay, and then bring your hands into a push-up position either side of your chest. Separate your legs, meaning that if you lie on the floor if you came into your belly and your legs are together, then just separate them a little bit, okay? If they are already separated, so then that's what you want. You don't want them too far apart, okay? Just a little bit away from each other. Okay, and then you're going to start very slowly and very gently. You're going to start looking under one arm, coming back to the center. Keep your head low And then to the other arm, and allow the whole of the torso to participate in this movement. And the pelvis, notice the movement in the pelvis, allow the pelvis to participate in this movement. And you just go from side to side very slowly, and see if you can go, each time you can see if you can go a little bit more to the side and looking under your arm, and breathe in and out, and just go from side to side, and just notice what's going on in your spine, in your back, either side of your back, the muscles either side of your back. Notice if they are stiff, if they are wherever they are, okay, maybe jumping or soft. Just notice how it feels either side of your back, and just look towards your feet and see if you can go a little bit more without pushing, without forcing. And you do this for a minute or so. If a minute is too much for you, then you do less than a minute. You do for as long as it is good for you. You can have a rest and come back and repeat. And reconnect to yourself, to your spine, to your back. Relax your jaw. Keep your head close to the floor. And just go from side to side. Breathe in and out. See if you can move yourself more, a little more underneath your arm. Allow the pelvis to move. Notice the differences between one side and the other. I can feel that going to under my left arm. It's a little bit easier than going under my right arm. Okay, and then take a rest. Whatever rest means to you. Okay, come back to the same rest for as long as you need. I'm just trying to keep these videos as short as possible. Bring your hands in the same position, and this time do the same movement, but this time allow the knee that you're looking towards to bend a little bit. Okay, so bring the knee towards the head and the head towards the knee, and then let it go, and then you do the other side. Gently, slowly, notice your spine, the muscles in your back, and just go from side to side. This is so wonderful for the spine, for the back. Release strain, release tension, stiffness in the body, but you need to go slowly for that to happen. If you force, if you push, you're gonna get stiffer. Allow the brain to work with the muscles with the brain. Breathe in and out, and do this for as long as you can. This is very important, especially if you have a level of scoliosis in your back. If you feel that one side goes much what's the word, easier, or you go much farther one side than the other, try to balance both sides, okay? Meaning that you do a little bit less on that side that moves better, and go as far as you can on the other side, of course, without pushing, okay? So that will help you, your nervous system, to start balancing the muscles, okay? So pay attention to that, okay? So I see a difference between one side and the other, but it's not a big difference for me to do less on the side that goes better, okay? But if in your case is this a big difference, then do less on the side that goes better, okay? And very slowly notice those differences. Feeling, healing is feeling. So allow yourself to feel what's going on. Okay, and then you rest. You do each movement for a minute or so, or if you feel to do a little bit more, you can do a little bit more, but just make sure that you take rests. And as I said, rest for as long as you want, or as you need. Now, bring one arm down. So I'm going to bring my left arm down, palms facing up, and rest it down. And the other hand comes like before, push-up position. Look towards your right hand. You can do the other side, it doesn't really matter because you're going to do both sides anyway. So rest your face on the floor. Bend your legs and bring them down. I just do this a few times. Bend the legs and stretch the legs, or lengthen the legs. Okay, and then bring the legs together, the feet together, as if they were glued to each other, okay? So this is important. Or as if you have your legs tied up with a strap or cord. So the feet is glued, the feet point to the ceiling, and the feet and the knees are together, glued to each other. And you're going to start tilting to the left and come back. Only go as far as it is comfortable, okay? And because your legs are glued, you need to allow the pelvis to lift, and you need to allow the knees to leave the floor. And you just tilt for a few times. And just notice how that feels in your back, in the spine. Keep the head on the floor, the facing, resting on the floor. And just tilt for a minute or so. Breathe in and out. Pay attention to your breathing. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Slowly and gently. Go as slowly as you need to feel and sense. Okay, and then you can let that go. bring the feet on the floor and take a rest, whatever rest means to you. I like to have my hands one on top of the other and rest my forehead, but maybe you prefer to have your cheek on the floor, one side or the other side, whatever is good for you, okay? And if you prefer to come and rest on your back, you can always do that as well. Okay, let's go back. This time you're going to do the same thing. Glue your legs, but this time you're going to allow your head to lift, okay, and you're going to look towards your knees, okay, so your head comes under or towards under your arm, okay, and then you go back to allow the pelvis to roll and the knees to lift. And do that a few times. Breathe in and out. Notice, pay attention to your breathing. Look towards your knees, round the back. Slowly and gently. Again, you do this for a minute or so. Or if a minute is too much for you, then you do less. Okay, and then let go, rest. And then this is the end of the exercise. Then come back to the initial position and just do this movement that you did before with the legs as well. And just notice how does it feel now comparing to the beginning, and notice the differences between one side and the other. Notice which side feels easier now comparing to before. Okay, and this is the end of the exercise. Of course, now you have to do the other side, okay? So take a moment before you start on the other side. Take a moment to rest on your back. Also, it's a good idea to come to standing, just go for a little walk and just notice the differences between one side and the other of your body. Then come back on the floor and repeat everything on the other side. Please let me know how this went for you. Share your experience. At the very end, make sure you go through the standing somatic scan again, so you come onto your feet and just bring your attention to your feet. Notice where the weight of your body is now on your feet, and just notice if things feel different. Have a sense for your uprightness, your head sitting on top of your spine, and just notice what feels different from the beginning of this exercise. And please let me know below what was your experience. I love to hear from you guys and have your feedback. Thank you very much for watching. If this was a good exercise for you, give me the thumbs up and share it with your tribe. Share the healing with your tribe, and I'll see you at a next video. And if you want to have one-to-one coaching from me, have a look at my online programs where you have the exercises and you have me on a one-to-one basis. Get in touch if you need help. I'm here to help you, and I'll see you at a next video. Bye bye now.